I don't know about y'all. I thought, Crown Jewel yesterday wasn't the worst thing in the world. I mean, there was things that we thought were going to suck that absolutely sucked. There's some things that we thought were going to completely, at least I didn't think were going to completely suck that were even worse than expected. But the really big thing for me is what was, I mean, one, well, I guess there's two, you really don't want to piss off people in Saudi. That was a lot of booze. But two, what the hell was up with so many of the finishes at the beginning? Like literally, this isn't me trying to be a dick at wrong place. You're just trying to be an asshole. Like, no, I'm doing this crazy thing. It's called being honest. What the hell is up with all those finishes at the beginning of that damn show? Pardon my damn chair. One day I'll get afford to get a new one. That's hot. But yeah, there's so many. Just I don't know. They were different. I mean, I'll give them that. I'll give them fucking credit. The finishes were different. Not really a good different, which is what killed a lot of. And there's some stuff that they did. They're just looking at going, what the hell is the point in all of that? Which it is what it is. But I definitely feel the show ended way better than it started, which is always good to go out with a bang. But we can get straight into it. I mean, Lesnar getting just wiped out before the match even technically started. Technically, no one can say I'm lying because it was. Yeah, Lashley got him outside, and again, then a lot of spears through the barricade in the ring, F5s, German suplexes, Suplex City, and then he gets put in the hurt lock, and and Brock steals it that way, and he only survived, which was, that's Brock gets a win any way he can. It was different, but I didn't really get the point. And just all of it, I thought like this was a chance to do it right after the way it went the first time around when Vince was still in charge, and we all sat there like yes, 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 because we were waiting for so long to get it, and then we finally got it, and we all went, what was the point of that? And it sucks that we were there, but I was there personally by the end of that. Like that didn't deliver for me on what we were all hoping for. Sets up a rubber match down the road after Lashley attacked him after the match, put him in the hurt lock and almost put him out. Like, so a lot of booze, a lot of booze. But I mean, I said I wanted it to go to Brock just so we can get a rubber match. I just wish they didn't do it that way. Thought the ending kind of just killed the whole entire thing, and now they have to really, really, really deliver come whenever they do the third one. Just because now the first two have just been so like they weren't good. I hate to say it. Not trying to be a dick to them, but it wasn't good. No one can say that was good. I mean, you could try to say that was good. You'll be wrong. You could try. Just like the ending to the women's tag championship match. I liked the match. I thought they did a lot of good stuff. I liked the little Bray Wyatt on the screen while Alexa was getting interviewed beforehand. The look on her face, so they're bringing that back full circle to try to get that done right. And I felt they delivered way fucking better than they did on Raw. I thought that main event was just, and they did so many of them, and it's just, and they went out and they did good there. Granted, there's probably more time, not really if you think about it, but premium live event. But I thought that they super delivered match wise, and the crowd was really, really into it, which is a good thing because they were very vocal about what they liked and what they didn't like. And they're very, very super vocal about all of that. It's just the ending. Nikki taking out Alexa behind the ref's back and all of that. Like I mean, it sets up Alexa and Nikki again. Alexa with crazy Nikki could sit her and did so much with it. But what in the hell? Like you could have had Nikki do that on like Raw and have them get a rematch because everyone sees it, and then not get the titles for 5 days. This did absolutely nothing. This is playing hot potato with between the two teams that they have. Like it did nothing. They could have done all of that without switching the titles, and bada boom, been done with it. Had some kind of controversy. They get a rematch yesterday. Nikki, like it was just, I just don't understand. I don't know. I thought it was a good match though. I still don't get why they haven't dropped the title for 5 days. Like it really just, it did nothing for me. It didn't help the women's tag division at all by having them do that at all. Like, at least in my opinion, I don't get it. But there was still some good stuff, along the way. And again, much better than the Raw main events that we've been seeing, which I thought have been flat with those guys involved. I think the whole thing's just gone flat. That's because it's all they have, and it's all they have been doing for since they came back in July at SummerSlam. Like, it's just been that and that and that. So it's hard to keep it going, which is not helping their case at all. Neither is their song. I'm never gonna like it. Deal with it. Sorry. Damage Control song sucks, and it always will. But at least it was better than Raw's main event. And maybe there's something coming back that we don't know about. The team to finally throw into the mix, so it's not just the four of them, which would be a great change, pace altogether. Only time will tell. But hopefully it's something new, and we're not going to keep seeing it for forever, because there's only so many times we could see that without running run our own heads through a wall. And for anyone that knows me knows I could very easily put my head directly through a wall. It's a gift, actually. A super hard dome. So please don't keep repeating yourselves. I don't ask for much as a human being. Then, steel cage match. I enjoyed the match. I thought they did a good job with the fucking match. We all knew Scarlett was going to get involved, and we tried to get out somehow. We all knew it. Not even complaining about that. Having her lock it and then not be able to reopen in the amount of time it took, and get him out in the amount of time it took Drew to climb, clunky-ish, but compared to Heyman against KO in that last man standing match, at least you got the key and all that to work. So, again, it was a different way to do it. I was just hoping it was going to be something definitive, because now with that drags it out another couple weeks. And I don't know about y'all. This is like WrestleMania backlash. Like, it just keeps going. It's Groundhog's Day with a lot of their stories, which is the problem. And I get it. They had no choice on this one. The Saudi contract. It's there, and they have to honor that contract. So I get why they threw that together and kept it going. I just, they have no choice but to drag it out, because War Games, Survivor Series War Games, 3 weeks. They can't start anything new, which is really the biggest problem about a lot of this, is they can't switch it to anything else, which is a damn shame. But, can't win them all. And he had to honor the deal. So, before anyone jumps on my case, of course, you probably love. I've gotten people yelling at me because I love living in my Western country. Like, yeah, see, I don't have a problem with the people. It's the government and all that. Bad things happen in that part of the world all the time, and we just don't hear about it on the news. So hopefully it's done after that. I really do hope so. But, sooner when they're done with it, I think they're going to keep going back, though. But I wish they'd time it better. There we go. So we're not coming out of it 3 weeks into Survivor Series War Games with nothing built towards it, which means we're going to see all of this over again, probably, at least a lot of it. So, good match though. It's good to see Scarlett there. It's good to see so many women involved. That was really cool to see, just because it wasn't that long ago when no women could be there, and we even got to see valets and them doing their stuff. So lots of good stuff in there. I just was hoping that this is going to be the end, and then we just wouldn't see them for a couple weeks, and then pick it up like after War Games, or just have them be in the War Games. But now, the way it ended, they have no choice but to keep going. Judgment Day defeated the OC, and again, no matter how impressive Rhea is with slamming Gallows or everything she did with AJ and all of them, like, it's really old that literally every single time one of them has a match, she's right there low blowing people and getting involved. Like, it's every single time. And when it's one tag match a night, sure, but when there's tag matches and some singles matches, and she's doing it in every single one, we see it 2, 3, 4 times a night. It gets old. Same thing repetitively. Put together a decent one, it just wasn't going to work anywhere, because it's literally just on repeat. Like, it's just on loop. What's going to happen? Sucks to be them. Strowman and Omos dominated. And then, Omos dominated. I'd like to see someone say that he didn't. And Strowman rolls him up and steals it. So can't complain about that. It is what it is. He stole that thing well. So congratulations to him on that one. Again, I don't see the point. I didn't like the idea of big man versus big man, monster versus monster. I didn't like it. And then, well, they delivered and showed why. There was some good stuff in there. It's exactly what we all thought it was going to fucking be. And, sometimes I wish they would surprise me. That was just one of those, it wasn't going to surprise you, sadly. Is what it is, though. Moved on to a much better. I thought the rest of the night was, there's a lot of good stuff in there. Usos versus the Brutes. Thought it delivered. Thought the crowd was, really into it, except for Ridge. And he tried to get the crowd. It wasn't as loud, but again, they never really see him. So I like the match. But again, when do the Usos not deliver? And no offense to the world, but when does Pete Dunne, Butch, whatever the hell you want to call him, when does he not deliver? Like they always put on good matches. Thought it was going to be really good. I liked the Super 1D. Thought that was a nice touch. We all knew they were going to win once the whole them and New Day thing happened. They've been talking about for forever for that record, so we knew they were going to win. I don't know who's going to win on Friday. I think it'd be nice to see them lose. Just give the New Day one last little quick run, give it back to the Usos, let them start all over again. It's because there was a long time during all. Like, who else did they have to compete against that you could actually believe as champion? So, we knew it was going to be them. Still delivered a great match. We all knew it was going to be good, and the crowd liked it. And again, when you make the crowd happy, especially when somewhere like Saudi, you get one show a year. Yeah, it's good to make them happy. Bianca defeated Bailey. We were all probably hoping that Bailey was finally going to get the title off of Bianca just because it's like the same thing on repeat, even if you add different people, just the same thing, looped continuously, no matter who she's facing. And it's pretty much been Bailey since July. I hate to break it to everybody in the world, the wrestling world that's running the company. It's November. I'm probably not going to see it end now just because War Games is coming, so I'm sure they're still going to be going against each other. I thought it was a good match, minus that stupid shit where she ran her over with the golf cart, going like 3 miles an hour, and you started trying to juke her out like she was going mock Jesus, like she was going 4 or 5 miles an hour, like that. That was dumb. That was a very bad part. Whoever put that in was stupid. But her getting the win, yeah, I guess we'll wait to see another day. And I don't know, like it was just I like the ending. Again, her trap to Bailey and inside the ladder, pushing it up in the ring post and all that. You know, it was a way that you don't get to see it happen all the time. So I will give her credit for that and whoever wrote it and all that. But again, it's just been rinse and repeat so much that I'm not trying to be a dick, but what do you do with it? Hopefully, maybe we've seen Sasha on social media. I mean, if she came back, he said, 6 months she's been working on something. We're about to see if she came back and challenged her release would be a good change of pace. We know what they did at WrestleMania. So that'd be good. Yeah. Everyone keeps saying, what about Charlotte? I mean, I really don't want to see her back because they're just going to take the title off of one person and we'll go right back to the Charlotte show doing the same stuff. So I don't want to see that yet. I mean, I really personally don't care if Sasha comes back just because the way she seems to be. But one of those has to be it to keep it going because who else is left for her to defend the title again? So curious, but I don't think we're going to see anything until at least at War Games. And suddenly we're all, where the hell did they come from? Yeah, have one of those moments, which a good surprise always helps. If people shut up and just let it happen instead of looking into everything and ruining it and then being mad that it's ruined. You guys just shut the hell up and then go digging into stuff and telling the whole world, we'd be surprised. I know, crazy thought, right? You guys just shut the fuck up. It's like Jimmy Johnson news. Or when Kyle Busch, I know NASCAR, but still, Kyle Busch, when he said, well, I wish I could have done this myself, as most of you already know. Like, it'd be great if they could just give their own news. And then people, and still, people that break it are still going, I wish we could have more surprise in this. Like, well, then do the world a favor and shut up. Boom. Like, keep it a surprise. That'd be good, but it's going to have to be one of them. And, again, 3 weeks to War Games. So it's going to be hard to set up anything real. So have them come back at it to move forward towards the Rumble. So they have a nice solid build with one of them would be really good. The Bray stuff I really enjoyed. I mean, if you don't like it, I'm sorry, but the guy can talk. It's compelling. It's entertaining. He has everyone by the wrapped around his finger. And again, I like where they're going with it. Everyone's freaking out because he hasn't had a match yet. Well, let him just keep doing what he can do this for weeks without having to have a match where he's just taking up a little bit of time. Like, just let it. Wrestling fans, they complain that there's no long builds of anything and they're just so go, go, go. Nothing makes sense. And then when we do stuff like this where there's a chance to do something that's a long, slow build, him just sit there and talk until it finally happens. And everyone's heads are fucking exploding over, which is why I love people so much. You complain about one thing, but then you're mad when they do it. Like, that's the way it is. And NASCAR too. Don't worry. All fans of all things seem to be the same. Raiders fans, sports fans in general. I get it. I like the slowness of it all. Let it keep going. Let it keep marinating, I think is the proper phrase for it. And then again, the main event, we all knew Roman was walking out. If he didn't, I'm pretty sure heads were gonna explode. They did a great job making you wonder if it was gonna work, if he was actually walking out. They did a great job with that. But hell of a match. Great way to end. Again, Logan Paul, no matter how you feel about him, he's talented inside the ring. Like that match, beyond proved. He wasn't, Roman wasn't carrying anything on that one. He held his own. He looked good. Sucks about the knee, but through the match, there were some things that he did. And I know there's a lot of people that are probably going to listen to this and see this. Of course, you're right. I'm not jumping on his bandwagon. I'm not sucking his dick. I'm not doing any of the other things, kissing his ass. That was impressive. His sweet chin music sucked. Looked weak, even if it was, it was obviously planned so he could counter it. I just thought he could have threw more effort into it so it didn't look ridiculous. But his buckshot lariat looked impressive as hell, whatever you want to call it. Way better than Punk's. Just saying. A splash off the top rope through the announce table on Roman there. Perfect landing. Like he did great on that. It was perfectly executed. You can't complain about the phone in his hand. He still does that stuff well. Then, after all, long time there, it was a long time. We all knew that the Usos were going to come out. Then Jake Paul came out and knocked them out. Then here came Solo. And then the second we saw Logan come over the top rope, I'm like, yeah, he's going to, yep. And then sure shit, gets back in the ring, Superman punch spear, and it's done. But they put together a hell of a match. And again, I don't even necessarily like Logan Paul, but him and his brother just irritate me. The kid has talent. He wrestled like, man, that was a hell of a match. Better match than a lot of people put on. And he's not a wrestler. He's been doing this for years. So give him the credit for that, regardless of how you feel for him. I have to give credit to Roman for his facials after it, which were fantastic. He is on top of his game. And again, only his third match. Hopefully his knee heals up again. I think I saw meniscus, MCL, and possible ACL. So he's going to be gone for, a while with that, but he finished the match for one. It seemed like nothing was wrong. I just hope it heals up good and we get to see him again because he's super talented in the ring. Like he really, really is. And I'd hate to see it end just because of that. Because we've seen a lot of people have a knee injury and then, come back. Look at Seth. And look how many years he's been going now since all that. Like you can come back from it. So hopefully that's not the end for him. Again, you think he's the dumbest human being on the planet. He could still wrestle. I'll argue that one. Like he can still very well, very clearly wrestle. And there's no arguing that. But good night altogether. I mean, if you think the context of everything that we did get, it was a good night, even though there was a lot of dumb endings because there's good wrestling mixed in there. Like again, main event, Brutes and Usos. Like there was good stuff in there, so you can't be that hateful on it. I'm just not happy that we only have 3 weeks to build Survivor Series War Games because they had to put all this effort into Crown Jewel. I think that absolutely sucks. But thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you're listening, don't forget, check out the YouTube channel because I put a lot of shorts out that don't go out onto the audio platforms. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Until next time, peace.